Alright guys, what's going on? So, got an email a couple days ago from a gentleman named Michael, and he wants me to answer some questions about Cambodia for him, so I thought I would do that. The email reads, Dear Mr. No Joke, I will be leaving for a protracted holiday in Cambodia next week. Most of my trip will be in Siem Reap. Please share with me your wisdom of the following questions. Is the street food safe for the Western man, or would it be safer to eat in restaurants? Should I get immunized for typhoid and hepatitis A? I'm not a fan of vaccines, but I'd like to know your advice. Do I recommend mosquito repellent? What kind of power adapter would I need? I'm traveling from Texas. Also, please share with me a few Khmer greetings, like good morning, hello, thank you, etc. Thanks very much. I'm a big fan of your videos. Sincerely, Mike. Alright, Mike. Appreciate the email, sir. Alright, so let's just start with number one. Is street food safe? Yes, it is safe. I routinely ate street food throughout my time in Cambodia, whether it was in Siem Reap, smaller towns across Cambodia like Sin Manaram or Ban Lung and Ratnakiri, and of course Phnom Penh. Look, you have to exercise common sense. If you look at food and a street food vendor and it clearly looks bad, as in rotten or old, don't fucking eat it. But if you see other people around eating it and there's no flies on it and it looks pretty fresh, then you'll be alright. You'll be alright. You are just as likely to get sick from food at a restaurant than you are on the street. Because, look, man, it's fucking Cambodia. I mean, they might drop some shit on the floor and not wash it. The best thing to do is to exercise common sense. So, if you see food with like flies on it and that looks old and crusty and shit, don't fucking eat it, man. Especially if there's nobody else eating it. That's also a dead giveaway. If you go to a street vendor and nobody else is there eating the food, chances are it's not good. I would stay away from any street vendor that has that's selling guts. They literally have carts where they just sell guts and intestines and shit. I don't see why you would want to eat that. But if they're selling like barbecue meats, all that stuff is freshly cooked, and what you can normally do is you can take a piece of the meat that's already been cooked and put it back on the grill, so it gets heated back up again. So any bacteria that might be on it will get killed. And like I said, guys, I ate street food, on a daily basis in Phnom Penh, and I can honestly say that I never once got sick, for sure. Anyways, now he asked a good question about getting vaccinated. Now, before I came to Cambodia, this is something that I read about and I was a little concerned with, was getting like my hepatitis vaccinations for hepatitis A and C. Now, hepatitis A, I believe, is waterborne or foodborne illnesses, and hepatitis C is like sexual. And then typhoid is just a disease out there. I'm no expert on it, but basically the deal is this: a lot of those vaccines, if you get a vaccine here in the United States, you still have to get that vaccine like every couple of months for the full vaccination. So there's really no point. So for example, like if you get your hepatitis A vaccine, you have to get 3 injections, I believe. And if you get the first one in Texas, where you are, and then you go to Cambodia, well, you still have to get 2 more. So like, what's the point? What's the point? And it's so expensive to do here in the States anyway. I never got a vaccination, and I was fine. Again, you use common sense. You don't have unprotected sex, especially with a prostitute, and you don't drink the tap water. And if you do, then you should boil it. Also, just exercise common sense, dude. It's really quite easy. Like, if you see food that looks bad or smells off, don't eat it, dude. It's very simple, man. So I would not waste your time and or money with getting vaccinated. As far as mosquito repellents go, if you're going to the countryside in Cambodia, then yeah, definitely bring mosquito repellent. Another thing that you can do in the city of Phnom Penh or in Siem Reap, what you'll be is you can go to any market, or sa is how you say market, and you get these little coils. They almost look like stovetop burners. They're like little coils that you light, and it burns for about 10 hours, and it keeps the mosquitoes off the floor. It keeps them out of your house. So you can do that too. But in the city, you probably won't have a problem with mosquitoes. And if you do want to get mosquito repellent, by all means get it. It is more expensive there, of course, but not to the point where you can't afford it. But I never really had a problem in the city with mosquitoes. But when I did, I wouldn't use repellent. I would use the little coils that you burn, and they're super super cheap. You can get them at any market or vendor or store. They're very very cheap. And they just have this little smoke. It just burns this smoke that keeps the mosquitoes away. And he says, what kind of power adapter will I need? Well, I got my power adapter in Thailand. This isn't it. This is an American power adapter. But I spent about a week in Thailand in Chiang Mai, and I got one there that I took to Cambodia with me and used it for like 2 years. Basically, what you can do is go to any market. I'm not too familiar with the markets in Siem Reap, but there's plenty there. And what you would do is you would take your American power adapter with you, and then you'll find like an Asian one, and you plug this into the power adapter, and then the Asian power adapter is like a 3-prong one that is only good for houses in Thailand and Cambodia, basically. And I spent about less than $1 on mine, and it lasted me for over 2 years. It's very easy, dude. Do not overthink it. It's not a big deal. And also, he wants to know a few Khmer greetings, like good morning, hello, thank you. All right, well, to say good morning, you would say Arun Susadai. Arun Susadai. It could be like Arun Susadai, which means it just means like hello, good morning. Arun Susadai. I'll say it again, right? If you want to say hello, there's actually 2 ways to say hello. Well, there's 3 ways. Number 1, you could just say hello, because they all understand that. They're like hello, hello. The informal hello would be Susadai. Susadai. It's not Susday. It's Susadai. And then if you're talking to an older person or somebody of high stature, you would say Chum Rip Sur. Chum Rip Sur, which is like a very formal hello. I never used that one. I just said Susadai, and people understand that, man. It just means hello. And you could also say Sok Sabai, Sok Sabai, which means are you happy? It basically means like how are you? Sok Sabai. You could say Susadai, Sok Sabai, like that, and it'll be like, oh yeah, Sabai, Sabai, which means happy. And then if you want to say thank you, you could say Akun. Akun, not Akun. Akun. And if you want to say thank you very much, it's Akun Charam. Akun Charam, which means thank you very much. If you want to say goodbye, Leah Howie. Leah Howie, like that. Leah Howie means goodbye. See you later. And there's plenty of other little phrases there. If you guys want me to do some more videos on, Cambodia questions or anything like that, just shoot me an email at nojokestriking@gmail.com. And thanks for the email, Michael. I do appreciate it, sir. I hope that helps out. And if I did not quite hit exactly what you wanted to in the emails, Mike, just email me back and then we'll get it squared away. Don't worry about it, man. So anyways, guys, peace.